So often managing directors and marketing directors of recruitment firms ask me, so how do you measure all this stuff? How can you actually measure the value of PR? But you can, and it should be measured. But first of all, you need to know what you're measuring against, and you need to know what your objectives are. And quite often, PR managers and marketing managers and even CEOs and MDs are operating really without the context in terms of what they're hoping to achieve by a PR campaign. So is it more candidates? Is it more clients? Is it more business in a particular sector or a particular geography? Make sure you've got that objective clear in your mind before you start. So the other thing you need really is a robust process to be able to measure what's happening when you start getting some engagement with your PR through your social media channels or through your blogs or through other content. The problem often with sales-led organisations are that new leads are often attributed to salespeople rather than the marketing that's been done. So how often have you heard a consultant say, they just called in, that great candidate that's just been placed, or that client, they just called a job in without actually asking where was it they heard of the firm in the first place. So make sure there's a robust process in place. There are obviously longer term metrics that are harder to measure. A passive candidate is just that. So it's the value that you're adding to them through the content that you're giving them, which is going to keep them engaged with your brand, and that's important to keep in mind. But in terms of ongoing measurement, my top tips would be, first of all, look at your outputs. So the content that you're putting out, the PR that you're putting out, is it being shared and by whom? And are they relevant? And are we tracking who those people are? And are we looking at what else we can send them to keep them engaged with the brand? And in terms of your outcomes, what's actually happening to your community sizes when you're sharing your PR on your social channels? Are your followers going up? And are you just collecting those followers, or are you actually looking to see who they are, and again having some sort of engagement strategy on an ongoing basis to keep them engaged and keep them interested in your brand? And last but not least, make sure that you're recycling any PR that you get into your ongoing business development. Make sure that your clients are seeing it, make sure it's built into your PSL pitches, because that can really work, and that can be a really direct and relevant ROI for your PR. I know a client that we'd done a piece for in an oil and gas magazine about the rise of the process engineer. He sent that out to his potential clients, and he got assignments in worth £100,000 in revenue. Now that's a direct hit.